incredible intro. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is Man Alone, and with me here in the studio today is the talented, wonderful no one. The show, this channel's Man Alone. There's never going to be a special guest. It's just me. Every week for the rest of your life, it's just going to be me. But let's make the best out of it. Maybe we could play some Dragonbane Solo Campaign. And more than that, though, I want you to know that I'm not just playing solo campaigns on here. I'm also listening. Because the way I see the relationship between you, my viewers or listeners, and me is not one of old friends. We've known each other a long time, but I think of you as all my managers. Like it's like this company that we all work for, and it's a modern corporate company. So for all of you, you got fast-tracked in leadership. They saw real potential in you. So all 1,100 of you are managers, whereas I am the only line staff employee left. And so just think of it like all of you manage me. That's how you use comments. Those are sort of my performance feedback and performance improvement plan. And, I just want you to know that I'm listening. I'm here. And one of the things that's coming loud and clear is that you just don't feel like I'm waffling enough at the beginning of videos. So, I want to do my performance improvement plan is to just make sure I'm waffling more, and I will both increase the waffling and I will also decrease the amount of times that I put in the timestamp to let you know when I'm done waffling. But I really want to show you, to demonstrate to you how dedicated I am to this before even getting into that. I want to do one of the most important things that an employee can do, which is own up to mistakes. And, this was a big mistake right here that I said I had accidentally bought Across 1,000 Dead Worlds by Black Oath Games. I cannot believe that I accidentally clicked on it. I felt so bad for accidentally clicking on the buy button that I was not able to click the return button. I felt such shame. And then I got it today, and it's big boy. That's a thick one, right? But what do you notice about this? Your old buddy Man Alone thought he was real clever. He found it on Amazon. Said, "Well, I don't think anyone knows that there are copies of this on Amazon." And then I scooted over to the Black Oath Games website, and I said, £55 for this game. Now, I'm no expert in international triangulated arbitrage, but I would say that £55 is about $70. And on Amazon, with Prime, it came out with taxes and all this as about $79. So I said, I'll pay a little bit extra. And I got it. And as soon as I picked up the envelope, the Amazon envelope, I knew something was wrong because I was not expecting it to do this. This is a paperback softcover, 440 pages. And I need to treat it very nice because I am returning it. But not to fear, I am returning it. And from the Black Oath Games website, I bought for the £55, which turned out to be a lot less than the $79 for this paperback. I'm going to be getting a hardcover Across 1,000 Dead Worlds for around $66. And so when I get that, this return will ship off and everything will be fine. Obviously, this is the type of tabletop RPG, GM-less solo that I'm really into, and so I'm having to be very careful not to slap and flop it around like I am. These poor Dragonbane books, it's like they've just been massacred. Why I had to get the hardcover. But yeah, I probably should do a whole video on this of its own, but just to kind of give you a little breeze through, very surprised by some of the choices made here. Not disappointed. I'm not saying surprised the way that my mother used to say that, she was surprised at how interesting the omelet I made for her tasted. It was so interesting that it surprised her. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I was genuinely surprised. I did not expect some of these choices. Some of them I feel really good about. I feel really good about the fact that there is a diversity of different layouts. There's even diversity of like page stock. Like some of them are glossy, some of them are paper. I'm delighted with how many amazing tables there are in here. Look at this. This is a D20 for random cover. You can like make up a room where points of cover are at. And this is one thing I noticed right away is that, one of the things that the author, who is Alex T, says this is a standalone game. I hope it is. It's 441 pages, but also it's like a perfect supplement to any other tabletop role-playing game. It's very solo friendly, GM-less friendly, because I think that from what I've seen, this fills in a lot of gaps in terms of what we would like to see from Starforge combat. Now, I don't have an issue with Starforge combat as much as other people do. I'm very used to playing in Theater of the Mind, and I don't mind fudging things like distance, and I didn't mind their system for sort of, building up, I forgot what it's called, but like you get different points, and then when you achieve a certain amount of points, you have won. But this looks like excellent sort of supplement. It has area of effect, critical hits, suppressive fire, lots of little lore inserts. And there is a lot of diversity of layout, which is good because on one hand, I was thinking about if this thing was just wall-to-wall text, that would be like a punishment, right? On the other hand, there are some pages where I go, yeesh, this is a waste of a page right here, and a glossy page at that, right? But I think I prefer this, right? Because if this was just block text, I would feel like this was like the manual to a 1997 Dodge Caravan. And so I like this. I like the high impact stuff. Not sure how I feel about the black background. I do have some problems with color vision. That's a euphemism. I have very serious problems with color vision and that I cannot see most colors. And so it sort of looks easier for me, except when it catches glare, then it's very difficult. Yeah, look at this. But otherwise, I like this. At times, it feels kind of like Death in Space, or even it veers towards like Morkborg, but it doesn't go full Morkborg, but you can kind of see echoes of it right here, kind of like Vast Grimm. That style. I think obviously Morkborg is more of a visual treat, a lot of found art and stuff like that. But I'm glad it does not go full Morkborg, because if like there was text running off pages and half of words split off and stuff, that would be very overwhelming for a book that's this detailed. So I need to play with it a little bit more. I need to see what it feels like, obviously very carefully. But from what I'm seeing, I like the fact that most of this is text. The pictures sort of blend into the back. If I had another, I mentioned this in the video on Starforge, if I had another critique on it, some of those pictures, I found them very strange sometimes. They were almost uncanny valley. And the models were very, they were very, like, you could tell they were very well shot. Like the cameras were very well shot, but they were then placed in these CGI-ish sort of backgrounds, and it did look strange sometimes. And so I like the fact that this is more like decorated than it is illustrated. It has enough diversity in how it's laid out to keep you interested, but I can see how it might get a little bit repetitive. And then also, I anticipate it could be a little bit frustrating to find things. So here's like the weapons section. And so, yeah, I could do a deeper dive on this once I get more comfortable with it. I would like to do that with, this has an adventure in it. I would like to do that with the hardcover when I can, but we'll see when that gets here, because that's not Amazon. So that's not like coming in 5 seconds. Boy, I'm just looking right here. Does this not have an index? Oh no. No, there's gotta be, okay, it has a glossary. Oh boy. That's tough. I don't think this has an index. That's tough, because the layout of this is quite complex. But we'll see. Let's not rush to judgment here. I just know that, I mean, you take even Dragonbane, which is much more compact than this. I am like in the index all the time. And so where's the table of contents here? Okay, pretty good table of contents. Yeah, glossary. Okay. All right, and I also seen there's already some supplements. I think there's a supplement adventure on the website. I'll put the link down below, Black Oath Games. And yeah, so here's my temporary Cross 1,000 Dead Worlds. I'll be finding out more about that. I just got it earlier today, and I'm looking forward to that. Oh, looks like I got a email from a junk email. So let me go ahead and put everything on silent, because there's nothing worse than hearing a ding while you're watching a YouTube video and you think it's your own. Okay, so we are, if just to kind of bring us up to speed here, we're playing Dragonbane, and we have our character is Cotter Bloodhunger, the halfling hunter, a young hunter who's eager to get out there and prove themselves. And gear-wise, looks like we have some rations, fishing pole, sleeping pellet. Yeah, so that's my weapons. No, I'm just kidding. I decided to go an all ration. My my profession is chef. So there's a fishing pole and rations. I will die in one hit. No, so it looks like we have a knife, longbow, and got all our skills filled in there. And we have our quiver. We have army of one. And also we have companion, because do not forget that along with our hero Cotter, we also have a dog. And I believe the dog was named by the audience. I want to see if I could find some sort of dog here. And the dog's name, I believe, is Hilt. Hilt was a fan favorite. Hilt the Dog, who has incredible stats. Hilt the Dog here has 14 movement, is injured right now with 4 out of 8 HP, but they have a bite, which is skill 12, damage D8, awareness 14, evade 10, sneaking 12. So yeah, that's pretty cool. My threat meter is at 6 right now. And AFAIK, I was kind of doing some camping. I'd recovered my wounds. You know, this is one of the things that I really do have a hard time with, is picking up where I left off. Usually I don't, because when I'm solo playing by myself, I'm able to take quite robust notes, but I'm trying to not do that here, because I don't want to sit here during videos and for 20-minute breaks write notes. So let's see. What does Hilt look like? Maybe that's Hilt. No, that would be great. Okay, I don't think I'm going to find Hilt in there. No, this is all like monsters. Okay, so we have Hilt the Dog. We have Cotter. Cotter's out in the world, that great big world right now. And also, we were trying to follow the adventures in the book, but then I said, the hell with it. And we're just gonna cook up lots of fun here on our own. We're gonna use the tables. We could even at some point use a hex crawl, but this is more or less just a heavy focus on the actual role play, because that's what I'm most interested in. We're not trying to get anywhere. We're not trying to achieve anything. We're not trying to hurry through this thing to get to the next thing, because we're here. We're here. This is my new little toy box here, and I think there's a dog here, but I think it's gonna be way overboard for Hilt. But let's just see if I can find some. Okay, yeah, this is gonna have to be Hilt. So Hilt is I think pretty deadly. I love the idea that little Cotter here was like, here puppy, oh good dog, and this dog was like, rah! Okay, enough of that. That's fine. Just think of Hilt as like, that is what Hilt believes that he is. That's the size of the fight in the dog. In reality, Hilt is the size of a thumbtack. But in Hilt's mind, he's a beast. And that, folks, is where the power comes from, right? You think that you think Shaquille O'Neal had the right body for basketball? That's actually the worst example possible. He had the most perfect basketball body ever, 7'1". But my point still stands, okay? All right. Really on one today, folks. Yeah, I do want to say, just regarding the waffling, I'm not going to stop doing that. It's the kind of video I like. I think of this more as a podcast. You want some very nice videos, they're out there. You could check out, I bet there's a channel called Academy of Wonderment, and it's just got these beautiful edited essays. Hit it up. Go for it. I think you're going to learn a lot. All right. So let's, I don't use these stands because it's easier to see things when they're flat. And just to bring us up to speed here a little bit, we did have one quest that we got in which we talked to a shop owner who was apparently barricading himself inside a shop. And he gave me a quest to find some shoes that Ingolfer had. These shoes were very special in that they were called the Quasimund Beef Stew Boots. And these are very powerful boots. They increase your speed or maybe your athletics. We haven't figured that out yet. And so in a sense, they're going to help with dodge and stuff. But on the downside, they do reek of beef stew, which is you might be into that. But if you encounter a beast that looks the way Hilt thinks they look out in the wild, that's going to be tough. You know, you got that aroma of beef stew after you. We did get, okay, so we got, so this guy Clark says that Ingolfer owes him 4 shoes. And so he gave me a leather helmet to improve my protection. But it is contingent upon the fact that I get these shoes, okay? And that was Jory, who's the son of Master Olvar. That doesn't matter. We'll fill this all in because, as I said, I'm treating this more or less as like a quest, okay, rather than looking at it as something like, you know, like if this were Red Dead or GTA or something, like I couldn't go do that quest. Or I can do it later. Maybe if I wait too long, it's not going to be there anymore. But let's take a look here. Okay, so we're in Outskirts right now, and we've gone to a couple of places. Let's see here. I believe that this was like the shoe person. If we look at this little, like sort of cabin here. We got some supplies. We were well rested. And I believe that I am going back to town right now to see if I can get Hilt some help. I did just do some bushcraft. And I did recover some wounds and stuff, but it looks like Hilt is injured, so Hilt probably needs some help, right? This Hilt cannot live on sleep alone. Just like I think I'm doing a religious quote. Yeah, that's what this channel is. It's a religious channel. Okay, go religion. All right, so I believe that we are going to re-enter the Outskirts here. And let's say at the gate, we have Jory, all right? And anything I draw is not going to be with this Sharpie. The last video I drew here, it took me quite a while to get it out. So get rid of that. But maybe we can find something. This is unbelievable if I have no drawing. Look at this. I have nothing. Is there no... Come on. Is this real? Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to, any of you, see with a pencil. I'm actually going to pause. I don't like to do this. Okay. I don't like to pause because I want to do things in real time to give people a good example of what play is actually like. But occasionally, if I have to rustle around for stuff, I will pause. So I just wanted to get some markers. So I do well with some visualization. I wanted to rustle around for a few more standees here because I think we are at the town gate, and let's see what's going to go down here. So I think we are approaching the gate, and the person at the gate is Hardy. And so Hardy is probably standing watch here, and is going to give me the ye old halt, even though we've kind of gone over this. And so, okay. So with me is Hilt. Okay. Action. So I'm coming in and I'm walking back into the town, and Hardy here is halt. Who goes down there? And I say, Hardy, it's the same person. I just am coming back. I need some help. And Hardy, I could see, is somebody who is just very it's kind of like a customer service person who, like, they have to go through the script here. And so it says, all who enter the village of Outskirts must declare themselves. And I say, oh, okay, well, I declare myself, and my name is still Cotter, and this is Hilt, and Hilt needs some help. And Hilt is kind of going, ha, ha, ha. And Hardy says, get that foul, tiny little beast back. I will not hesitate to do what I must to defend the fair town of Outskirts. And I go, okay, well, as you can see here, this tiny dog has an injured leg, and I'm wondering if you can help. And let's see if Hardy can help. Let's do a fortune here. So we'll just do a 1d6. Let me get my dice rolling. 4. Yes. Okay. So, yes, there is a person, and their name is. This is definitely not a name table, but let's just use it. See what I get. Their name is Deepwell. Ronald Deepwell. Ronald Deepwell is a disgraced physician who, upon having his medical license revoked, took up veterinary practice, even though there is no official licensure here in Outskirts. He attempted to switch someone's eyeballs, and it was unsuccessful. And so he was no longer allowed to practice medicine anymore, but boy, is he good with the animals. So go ahead and see Mr. Ronald Deepwell, I believe his name was. Great. Where is Ronald Deepwell? Points out to me something on the other side of the town. All right. There we go. Now, I was cruising around. Oh, this pen does not work very well. I got these things like last week, and I've just been like punishing them because I've been using them so much. All right, so we have Ronald Deepwell, and this is a vet. All right, so we will say that. Let's pick here. So maybe Ronald Deepwell is going to be across from the shoe fellow on sort of the second floor of this house on the left. Okay. So we go towards there, and I was poking around in the DB rules book, and I think we might be able to find some stuff here that can give us a little inspo, if you will. let's check this out. So this is a journey adventure site. The quest. Creating NPCs, and so maybe I could try this right now just to see. Maybe Ronald is not who we expected, and so I go to that house. I approach. I knock on the door, and let's find out a little bit about who's inside. So first is a D4, and we got a 4. Good, friendly, and then a D6 kin. 5. Friendly wolfkin. Wow. Okay. A wolfkin. How about that? I don't know if we'll need this, but we can roll a motivation, or as they say in Europe, motivazione. And motivation, well, this is actually, okay. Knowledge of the world. This is shaping up well. Maybe that could be the only reason why somebody would attempt the extremely dangerous eye reversal procedure. We already know that this person, their profession is, not on this list. We could say scholar or whatever, but some sort of physician or veterinarian. And then a trait, we have D12 here, and smells bad. Okay, yeah. So we have Ronald Deepwell, friendly wolfkin, who wants knowledge, is a doctor, smells bad, and actually, this has names. Let's just try this, see if we could give us anything here. 3, Arnulf, Tyra, or Xanthos. And so I knock. I say, I hear from inside, "What is it?" And I say, hello, I'm looking for Ronald Deepwell. I don't go by that name anymore. Not since I lost my license. I'm no longer fit to have such a regal name as Ronald in the Misty Vale. Ronald is like an extremely powerful name. It's like a name like Magnus or Maximilian or Alexandrus here. Ronald is like, great kings and emperors. My name now is Arnulf. You may call me Mr. Arnulf Deepwell. And if you're looking to have a knife wound healed, I can't do it. I love to help. I wish to help all the world. I wish to gain the knowledge to help all the world. I'm thinking, what is up in Outskirts that people are having all these conversations with me through the door? I say, Mr. Deepwell, I'm not looking for that. I actually have a little doggy here that needs some help. And right away, door opens. A doggy? And this is close I have. I hope that Arnulf is not opening the door with a huge spear. He says, "Oh, that's splendid, splendid indeed. I can help this doggy out, of course. Oh, come here, little pooch. Yes. Oh, you're quite scared, aren't you?" And I would say that Hilt is feeling very, I'd say Hilt's pretty trusting, pretty happy dude, but is feeling very comfortable around Arnulf here. And Arnulf says, let's get you up right on this bed here. And so puts Arnulf on this patient bed, and I say, puts Hilt on the patient bed, and I say, Dr. Arnulf, Mister, I had my license stripped as I sought to see what the world looks like reversed. Yeah, I heard about that, and in my head I'm going, well, it's not like you would have seen the world. Whoever this poor person is that got their eyes reversed was... He says, anyways, that was a long time ago. No matter now. My purpose is right in front of me, Hilt. I can help you, no problem at all. And I go, you'd really help, Hilt? Says, of course. Go ahead and wait just a little while. I would say a stretch rest. Let's go wait a stretch rest. So we'll do like 10 minutes, okay? And I think actually for a stretchy, I will get, what do I roll? Willpower? I don't think I need it, but just to refresh because my memory is so bad. And I play a lot of different games. Okay. Oh, it's on page 7. I believe that we just roll willpower, which I don't think I need, but okay. Stretch rest is 15 minutes. I can explore a room. I can take a stretch rest on page 52. That's where we're looking. And just to see here. Okay, stretch rest. Short rest that only lasts for one stretch of time. During a stretch, you heal D6 HP or 2D6 HP if someone else is tending to you. Well, it's certainly not going to be Arnold. And succeeds with healing. Caregiver cannot rest during the same time. During a stretch rest, you also recover D6 willpower points and heal a condition of your choice. Do I have any conditions right now? I don't think I do. Oh, no. Let's see here. No, I don't think I'm any of these things. And I also think that, yeah, my willpower is okay. Yep, that's at max. Let's just make sure. Oops. Okay, yeah, so we're fine. But yeah, so I'm just chilling out. Maybe you know what? During a stretch rest, I can do a little bit of exploring. I can look around the waiting room, and let's take just a peek here. We'll use the search table. This we may have to modify this because this is definitely like a dungeon search here, and I can just hear, the door closes in the other room, and I can hear Mr. Arnold saying, "Oh, that's okay, you poor thing," and you hear Hilt, right? But Hilt is being brave, and you're kind of sitting there twiddling thumbs, and why not? Let's roll a d10 just to see if anything interesting is afoot. We got a 7. A hidden treasure. Nice. That seemed to... crap. Well, we might get that because I'm going to have to spot hidden first. Okay. If you know the specific location of a hidden item, you don't need to spot hidden. Yeah, I don't know the location of it. So and also we need to see if I should take this. So let's just take a look here at what we have. So skills wise, so we're just relaxing. We're going through it. We're enjoying this. We're putting ourselves more into this situation. And my spot hidden is a crud roll. Okay, so that's 6. So I probably won't get this. No, that's not the spirit. Hey, check this out. I'm about to roll under a 6. Watch the magic. I rolled a 7. Damn it. Well, okay. I'm not going to push that. I waste time and find nothing of interest. So somewhere in this room is a treasure, and we'll never know what it is. Or maybe next time we come in here, we'll try to do that again. Okay, so 15 minutes goes by. I should take a look at like something here, just to fill out this room, just to give myself a little bit of an idea. So we use these exploration tables. I'll roll. Give me a D4. We'll say 2. Environment. Subtables. Okay, yeah, this might be funny actually. So 13, inside this little veterinary office is a mechanical whirring. Yeah, of course. Okay, and so Arnold says, now, calm down there, Hilt. I'm just going to use this. It's just a little tool called the recombobulator. And I'm like, oh no. And then all of a sudden, maybe I get worried, and I'm hearing Hilt really go, and suddenly I go, this is, I can't keep doing this. And I walk in, and Hilt comes up totally healed and is licking. Hey, easy boy, easy. Oh, that's a good boy. Yay, Hilt, you look so good. I don't think you say that to dogs. You look so good. Oh, that's so great. Thank you so much, Mr. Arnold. I don't know how I'd repay you. And he says, oh, nonsense. My costs are quite clearly displayed on the door. And I said, oh, but I thought, you had said the stuff about like the good, the goodness of your heart. And he's like, absolutely. However, my heart is, it's also so wounded, and the only way I heal it, heal thyself, veterinarian, heal thyself. The only way that I can heal it is by doing what I do. For instance, that recombobulator that I just used on Hilt. Just one single use of that was 7 silver. Actually, it was 2 silver. And so, I'll tell you what, I don't even need to make a profit. We'll just say 2 silver, that will be fine. I mean, at least that will, cover the cost of what I needed. I check my pockets. Now, interestingly, I only have 1 silver here. And I say, Mr. Arnold, I only have 1 silver, and I'm an adventurer. So you know how you said that, like, what you do to heal your heart is heal dogs? Well, what I do is I adventure and I save people, and I'm gonna need this, and Hilt needed it too, and we'll pay you back. I mean, honest. And Mr. Arnold looks me up and down and says, I'll tell you what. Maybe you can do something for me that is worth more than silver. I've had something bugging me, and you say you want adventure. Well, this is an adventure. It is quite an adventure. If you do this for me, I will consider it free of charge. And anytime Hilt here needs healing, I can heal Hilt. But what you have to do for me, how should I put this? Well, let's see which one's best here. It's journey, it's adventure site. Okay, so we'll try a quest here. So actually, let me just save us some time and gather all these up, and then we'll roll all at once so that we can kind of, because they're all different die. So we'll do a D8 ski, yeah, and we'll do a D10 ski. Where's my little D8? Okay, D8, D10, D12, and D20. I'll use this one. In fact, oh, sorry, that was probably so loud. Okay, here we go. So, 2. At the first light of dawn. 2. A letter. D8. 2. Bodhi, a one-eyed fighter. A D10 who wants to... Are you kidding me? I rolled 4 2s? Oh, wait, that's crap. Look at this. 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay. Seeks revenge for... Oh, boy. 7. Stone. A stone called Silrod's Treachery. All right, that's a little too intense, I think, for the veterinarian, but let's try to just modify it a little bit. So, okay. At the first light of dawn, a letter. The characters come across a letter from about with Bodhi, a one-eyed fighter, who wants to... what was it? It was I guess it was 2. Seek revenge for a stone called Silrod's Treachery. So we'll say this. All right. So we'll say that this stone is a necklace. And not that expensive, but, some moonstone or something like that. And Arnold's love, whose name was the sweet Mrs. Broom. Oh yeah, the sweet Mrs. Broom. Left Arnulf for Bodhi, the one-eyed fighter. Right. Okay. Bodhi is the one who got The eye transplant. So forget that. Okay. So Bodhi is this one-eyed fighter. This stone is a glass eye. Okay. So at the first light of dawn, the characters come across a letter. It doesn't have to be the characters come across. We'll parse that out. Bodhi, a one-eyed fighter. So we'll say Bodhi wants to fight this guy. He's got one eye. Okay. So Bodhi left a letter, and he said, at the first light of dawn, Arnulf, I seek revenge for this stone that you put in my eye. And instead of a Silrod's treachery, we'll say the steel rod's treachery. You told me that this new steel rod tool that you created was going to be able to safely reverse my eyes. I don't know why I trusted you. And now I only have this one good eye, Arnulf. One good eye. But that's all I need to see you tomorrow at dawn in Outskirts, middle of the town. Be there, Arnulf. And this letter was written very angrily. You could see it. Okay, so Arnulf says, look, I made a mistake. It was the worst mistake of my life. And you have to understand, Bodhi and I, we were best friends. Bodhi sought what I sought. He sought knowledge. He sought rejuvenation. And there was a time that we felt that there was something limiting the knowledge of this world. Boy, it goes back so far. The stories, the dragons, the demons, the balance, all misty, the misty veil, to peer through the veil, to see with new eyes. That's what Bodhi wanted, to see with new eyes. And so, of course, Bodhi was my best friend. I had to help. And that's when we came up with the scheme. The steel rod. It was supposed to extract his eyes safely, painfully, and do the old switcheroo. But I made the first one. It went right in. I was overconfident. Damn steel rod. I know that he'll want to do it with that. Want to do what, Mr. Arnulf? He'll want to take my eye. He has the steel rod. When he came to, I didn't know what to say. He grew belligerent, and he grabbed it. He threatened me. He almost killed me. And he's sent me letters so long saying 1,365 days, I'm going to kill you. 1,292 days, I'm going to take your eye out and kill you. Well, the letter today, says he's tomorrow. And I look over in the corner, and there's just these stacks of letters. This guy just wrote these letters every day and put them in Arnold's box and said, I'm going to get you. Okay. And so tomorrow at dawn, what Arnold here wants is classic, be my champion. And look, this is pretty dramatic. So I say, all right, so you'll waive the cost for this. Of course. And if I kill him, you'll heal Hilt whenever it needs. Kill him, no, please, Bodhi. He's harmless, really, other than the murderous intent. Okay, well, if you don't want me to kill him, what do you want to do? I need you to just, anesthetize him. Anesthetize him? What? Why? Because he walks over and he goes and he pulls this jar, right? And in this jar, right, he says, look, in all this time, I wanted to tell him I made for him a new eye. And I just need him to sit still for a moment, and I need my steel rod. You don't understand the workmanship on this. It was very precise tool. I have to have it. And for 1,392 days, I've tried, but he won't listen. I need you to just get him sleepy in whatever way you need to. Okay, so basically what I'm looking at here is I need to like incapacitate Arnulf so that, I need to incapacitate Bodhi so that Arnulf can do a surgery on him. Now, I don't know if I want to do this. But nevertheless, the offer is there. And so we'll say that Bodhi, oh, I love this. Bodhi, one eye, now with a stone eye, because Arnulf failed this weird, enlightenment procedure of switching his eyes. Okay. And so I have to incapacitate him. And if I do that, I get this paid for. And if I don't, well, here's the thing. So I say, well, so what if I don't want to do this, Mr. Arnulf? I don't know. This doesn't, I don't like the idea of treating somebody like that. I don't even know if you're telling the truth. Oh, I'm telling the truth. Believe me, look at this pile. And I look at that pile of letters, and it is, that's a lot of letters to write if there's something, not true going on there, right? And so I walk over and I pick one up, and let me just see here if I can. Yeah, this will do. So this letter says, it's just a little insight. This letter says, Arnulf, I look in the socket of where my eye was each morning. Do you know what I see there, Arnulf? How interesting to say what I see there, Arnulf, because I only see half, but the half of what I do see, Arnulf, is the gnarled roots of what was once my optical nerve. You promised me, Arnulf, 512 days. I'm coming for you. And it's a little unclear why this dude waited so long. Maybe he needed to recover a little bit, but it's very clear. Bodhi is pretty set on this. And so I said, well, what happens if I don't do it? He's like, well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to insist that you pay by the end of the day because I don't know if I'll be around tomorrow. And I say, okay, well, what if I didn't need to incapacitate him? What if I were to get Bodhi to come here without having to do anything? And he's like, oh, you can try. You read the letter. He's quite strange, he says to me. And I kind of look at him for a second and I say, this man is who voluntarily did an eye reversey procedure on another man is really in a place to talk about him being strange. But I'm like, okay, so let's just say if I get him in this chair tomorrow, can we say that? We'll waive the cost and you'll help Hilt here. And Hilt here's his name is like, he says, yes, you have my word. And I say, all right, well, fine. I'll agree to it. And by the way, you wouldn't happen to have anything hidden out in your waiting room, would you? I don't know what you're talking about. You better get going. You'll need a long night's sleep. I say, well, wait a minute, hold on. And then kind of shuts the door. Thank you and goodbye, Hilt. Hilt, you're a good boy, Hilt. Gives him a nice pet. And it's an earnest pet. Arnulf's a good man. Okay? Arnulf got himself into trouble. You got to think about this, though. Are you really any better, viewer? Have you never done an eye socket reversey? I think we've all done our own version of an accidental eye socket reversey now and again. Okay, so now All right, so now it's probably evening, okay, and let's just walk around town and see if we can have, we got fire going. There is Hardy, who like sees us in the distance and says, "Halt now, all who enter Outskirts." And I'm like, "Oh God, let's go, Hilt." And I run down an alley, right? And I'm running down an alley, and I just bonk into this individual. And this individual is, let's do the, I really love doing these like all at once rolls. That was very entertaining for me. All right. This woman is an evasive D6 elf. D8 motivation. Whose motivation is deep and eternal love. And profession is 3. Hunter. And trait is very touchy. I don't know if that's like touchy-feely or like sensitive, but we'll see. Let's let it unfold. And her name is Lysandra. We finally got a Lysandra. Good. Okay, so this is Lysandra. Lysandra the elf. Sandra elf. Darn it, I keep using this pen. How y'all doing? Doing good? I'm feeling great. Lysandra the elf, who is touchy and has deep and eternal love, but is quite evasive. Okay. Evasive doesn't mean bad necessarily. And we both fall to the ground. Oof. And I say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Are you okay?" "Yes, I'm fine." Why do you want to know that about me?" "Why do I want to know that you're okay?" "Yes. Don't you think that's a bit private?" Well, sure, I guess, but I was just making sure that you weren't hurt." "Well, I'm fine, and you really should look where you're going." And like as she's about to lecture and kind of drifting away, but then Hilt gives a nice lick on her palm and says, "Well, stop that. Oh, well, I suppose that's fine. That's fine. Good dog." And I say, "This is Hilt." "Hello, Hilt. You shouldn't just give a dog's name away like that, okay?" Let me zero in on this voice a little more. I don't want to do everyone's voice the same. "You shouldn't just tell people the name of your dog, okay? That's not a good enough voice. It's good. That's a good voice. It's just not different enough. Let's do, you should not just tell the name of your dog away to anybody. That's private information." And I say, "Well, geez, I think Hilt's okay with that." And Hilt's like, "Yeah, Hilt. Right?" He says, "Hey, I'm sorry to ask this, but like, are you from here?" "Well, now that is extremely private information. But since the answer is no, I can say no, I'm not. And furthermore, I'm quite lost, actually. Hence why we ran into each other in an alleyway. This town, it's very normal, but at the same time, it's pretty strange, right?" "Yes, quite strange. Anyways, I should be on my way. I should be getting going. I'm looking for something very important." I go, "Hey, listen, sorry, I'm just wondering, gee, you're probably gonna think this is too much, but like, I don't really know where to stay tonight, and I guess like you're the first person who, even though you're a little bit touchy and very, very private, you're the only person who isn't extremely strange or super annoying. Do you want to, like, I don't know, split like a room at the inn. It's like, split a room? I just met. It's like, no, listen, like we can do it in shifts. Like like I'll sleep half, but I don't have enough money to like stay a whole night. She says, well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we get something to eat? And we'll just see if I feel comfortable enough to share a room with you. I say, okay, that's great. All right, so walking along, and we're going to get to a little restaurant, and this restaurant is going to be called GGs Den. And GGs Den have some food, and actually we'll just say, as a token of goodwill, GGs says, all we got here is cheese sandwiches, and we're all out of cheese, so all we've got is sandwiches. And I say, what's on the sandwich? It's a sandwich, supposed to be cheese. Don't have any cheese. So is it just bread? Don't have none of that either. So you have nothing. That's right. Welcome to GGs. How can we help you? I guess not. So we go out. Oh, man. I say, look, I've got some food. Do you want to split it? Well, I just don't want you thinking that if you give me food, I'm going to tell my life story to you, that I'm, here because of some harebrained scheme to follow my intuition about endless love. Because I won't tell you about that. I simply won't. Okay. And so I give a ration and this nice peace breaking, and then finally feels comfortable enough to tell me her name, and we find a little inn, and we're just talking, and we're enjoying each other's company. And I got to say, every once in a while, I'll ask a question, and Lysandra will get like really weird about it. Like I'll say, well, I've got to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. And then I stood up and I said, you see where the bathroom is? And she says, whether I've seen the bathroom or not, it's completely my own business. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go this way. I wouldn't. I'd go the other way. Okay. Now, probably Hilt has to stay outside, but for now. But we're in eye view, okay? And so I say, Lysandra, I come back from the potty. I say, Lysandra, I'm really tired, but if you're willing, I'll let you sleep first, and I'll split the costs, and then maybe in like 3 or 4 hours you can let me sleep. She says, okay, let's see how she feels about that. Because admittedly, this is an interesting moment right here, I got to say, because I want to let you in on a little bit of like where my head is at. I don't feel great about what I'm saying right now. Like this scene that's unfurling here, I think it is a bit weird. Okay. And there's been plenty of weird things that have happened. We have an eye transplant, everything like that. But I'm feeling, as I'm role playing this, like I'm not truly connecting with this character. I'm also feeling like this could stand to be a little bit more grounded, right? Because even though we have an eye transplant, and we have Hardy here who like is constantly telling you to declare yourself, and we have the shoe man, you can get really absurd as long as like at the heart of it, people care about each other in some way. And it could be anger, but there's like stakes with each other. And people's choices and their decisions, they mean something. Okay. And so, yes, this is a little weird for me. Admittedly, I think part of it is I'm role playing out here 2 women. And so I'm trying to zero in on, my girlfriend is like, I think would help any woman that she saw that was in trouble. Like it just wouldn't even matter. And unfortunately, and I don't actually think this is a good thing, I think it would be hard for me to do that. Like if I saw a guy struggling, right? But women help each other out. And so I'm like, okay, well maybe this is feasible. And I don't want to make anything like weird or awkward about this. I don't role play any of that stuff. So like, I don't want to go anywhere there. So that doesn't even occur to me. But like, I don't want this to feel forced, right? I don't want this to feel like, I want there to be something where a decision is made that is out of my hands, right? And that is exactly why something like the fortune chart would come up here. So like right now, what's easy for me? What's easy for me is just like putting this moment away and saying, oh, sure, split the room. We'll go head to toe or whatever. But I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it to the dice. Okay. And then we'll deal with that, because this is how things go, right? This is how things go. You just don't know, right? So we're going to roll a D6 and we roll a 3, and it's no. It's not an extreme no. And in fact, it's on the border of yes. And so Lysandra says, I'm sorry, young one. I know how I appear. I'm quite what the humans might say is standoffish. And I have been hurt. I will tell you that. I've been hurt, and I know you mean to be a friend, but truly tonight I just need to be by myself. And I see something like very human in that, and I say, oh, you know what? That's no problem. And she says, really? You're not mad at me? I've just told you to sleep out on the streets. And I say, well, you know what? This innkeeper over here is actually just like kind of asleep. And so I'll just sit here as long as I can. And then, I guess when the time comes, maybe I'll just find a little like tree or something and I'll sleep under it. Don't worry about me, because, hey, like I'm an adventurer, and adventurers got to get used to like sleeping under the stars. Well, I haven't changed my mind, but I must say that is not how I expect people to act. And I'm quite impressed. I'm always afraid to say no to people, to set boundaries with others, because I'm afraid that they won't like me if I do it. And I say, are you kidding me? I've had a great time talking to you. Thank goodness I've been talking to you. Everybody I've been talking to lately is, I feel like I don't even know what's going on here. There's some of the strangest people, but I kind of say, hey, look, it's a life of adventure, and yeah, you're a little bit strange too in some ways, but like, I like you, and you have a very warm heart. Warm heart. And I see some like elfishness come in here in there, right? There's like a little bit of ego of the elf that's like, well, some, not even a human. This is just like this little halfling has told me that, I, well, what does that matter to me? And, but she almost starts to laugh, to sort of throw a wet blanket on it. But then she looks at me and she sees sort of like a pureness there. And of course, I'm abnormally pale and pasty, and so there's like some vulnerability, and the light is flickering, and just sees my big smile. And remember, my weakness is reckless. I take big risks without the thought of the consequences. So I'm going to actually file it under that of like meeting someone by bumping into them in an alley and saying, hey, let's split a hotel room because I'm poor. And she says, well, Cotter, if I ever see you again, I hope that we can have another conversation by the fire, because that was quite nice. And, well, I hope that perhaps we cross paths again sometimes. Well, I do too, Lysandra. It's nice meeting you. And I'm going to say that she says, an adventurer. I knew someone who was an adventurer once, and, well, they gave me this once. They said it could help me be brave, but I don't think that I'll really need it anymore. And she hands me something. And let's see if I have any tools here to figure out what that could be. An oddity. Let's try that. We'll do a D20. Let's see if we can get something out of that. 8. I don't think. A gigantic corpse. All right. So it's not a gigantic corpse, but it's in a way it's a corpse because it's a rabbit's foot. It's a lucky rabbit's foot. Okay. And so there's something there. I don't really know what's there, but I can see some pain there. But it's almost like, and I don't know if Cotter sees this. Cotter seems there's something, and I don't want to play too hard into halfling like stereotypes from fiction, but there's something pure about halflings, right? They sort of, they're heart first, and they're not looking for subtext in a situation, but maybe Lysandra here has experienced something that has really broken her faith in humanity or halflinganity, whatever it is, other people. And there's just like this little glimmer of something there. And I don't know. I actually don't know what that's going to be. And I don't even know if we'll meet Lysandra again, but I just want to plant this seed here, okay? And I'm giving myself this little totem to remember it by. And so we'll put that in my trinkets. And we have a nice thing. And I say, hey, well, gee, I mean, this is almost as good as a bed. Look at how big this thing is. It could be a pillow. And I sort of realize she like half laughs, but that's also a bit of a weird joke because she's also saying like, no, you can't stay with me. You're going to go sleep outside. And I'm like, oh, I'll use this tiny rabbit's foot as a pillow. But it's fine because I smile and she says, well then, good night. And Lysandra goes away, and I just add here this little rabbit's foot to the trinket. We never know how that can come in handy. And it's one of those moments where I'm like, all right, I don't really know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to just figure it out. And shortly after that, this innkeeper wakes up and says, girl, aren't you going upstairs with that one with the pointy ears? And I say, well, no, I'm not. And let's see. It says, I don't suppose you just let me stay here until the fire dies now, would you? And the answer to that is 3. No, you can't stay here unless you pay. And I'm definitely not going to devise like a new mission. He says, but I'll tell you what. You can take a log from the fire and make your way because it's dark outside and I don't want you walking in the dark. It's dangerous. So I thank him. I warm my hands up and put the rabbit's foot in my pocket. And I go outside and my very good boy is there. And I say, hey, Hilt, we got a little torch here. And Hilt like is so excited, wants to lick the torch. It's like, no, can't lick fire. And this innkeeper goes back to being a miserable jerk. And so we got some light. And I'm going to say that let's do leaving the breach rules here. I think this will be good to see, like, can I find a tree outside of town that I can sneak under? So if the path back to the chapel is clear, you may retreat from the breach without... Oh, you know what? I'll bring this up here. Sorry, I should... Leaving the breach. If the path back to the chapel is clear, you may retreat from the breach without incident. If the way is fraught with dangers, roll awareness or sneaking to see how you fare. If you fail, you must overcome a danger such as an ambush or an environmental peril. Roll on the table for inspiration. So what I'll do here is, because I have the torch, I'll roll with a boon. And I'm going to use awareness. And my awareness is 12. Good. Yeah, I always try to hit a nice awareness. That seems to be something that comes in handy. So we'll roll with a boon, and we just got to get one of these under. And we did not. Okay, so 17 and 19. So we are going to roll up a threat here. And depending on what it is, we might start. Where are we at? About an hour 10. Let's see what we could set up here. So, let's see. I keep doing this when I should be going along with you. So we could use this threat table, but I'm just worried that that's going to be too big of a threat. And we could use the inspiration table. Anything else about that? No, that's fine. All right, yeah, we'll just inspire. Let's see what we could use here. Danger. We'll roll danger. Okay. Nice. Dragon, which doesn't matter really when you're rolling on this, but let's see what it is. We have acid pools. Okay. Acid pools. You know, I'll say I'm going to very, very creatively interpret this, and I'm going to go ahead and just say, no, I got an idea. I was gonna say I like acid is pooling in my stomach, but this is kind of a cop out, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm about to go rest. I'm about to go take a stretch rest, and I just feel like I'll just heal it right off, whatever it is, whatever condition. Although I guess the stretch rest doesn't do that. But here's what I'm thinking. Let's see if we can do this. What if we say not acid, but the light of my torch comes and I see something that's a bit venomous. Okay. And let's see if I noticed it. And in fact, I am going to roll an awareness for Hilt, which I really should have done. And we'll give a boon again on that. We need to roll under 14. 17 and 17. So Hilt also does not see this little snake. And so we do not get any surprise attack. And we are going to just use this template here. And we will say that the snake was in the road. And I would say, let's see how initiative comes up here. So we're going to go... I'll give my boy Hilt an initiative as well. So this should be pretty good, actually. So we will say, well, let me roll. Let's do this. A 3. Okay, so this is pretty close. And so we'll go like this. And we'll go 1, 2, 3, and my army of 1, which I know it's still a bit contentious whether or not we do that when we're with someone, but this is a companion. I don't feel like it's a party. Okay, so we got a 4. Got a 9, got an 8, got a 7. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attack first. And right now, I have, let's see here. I got a knife. So we will do, I'll approach. Strength required 13. I don't have it, so I could roll with a bane with that. We'll hit it with the knife, and knives I have a 12. So if we hit that, we'll get a D8 and a D6. So I'm going to use 4 here, and we'll say that this chap's HP. We'll just do the 12, and we need to just roll under 12 and 19. You know what? I'm gonna push. So I go in, I move, I stab, and just like a snake, kind of like moves right out of the way. And I overextend myself, and I curse myself. Damn it, right? And I'm mad. Like that was the first time I tried to strike, and here I am, just like There we go. So when we use intelligence until we rest, that is going to be at a bane. But I'm going to push here and I say, ugh! Are these dice rigged? So I miss again. All right, so it's 2 misses, and now I'm quite close here. And that goes down. So now Hilt is going to attack as well. And I forgot what we assigned. Hilt's got obviously some nice teeth. And we're going to go, bite is a skill 12 and a damage D8. So Hilt will move in, up close, D12, rolls 15, misses. All right. Jeez. Okay. And now our snake is going to have skill of, so it's a roll under 10. 11, miss there as well. And I'll have the final hit with a 12, right? Hilt and I are right next to each other. I do think there's like something we can team up with here, but we're at 1 hour and 16 minutes, so I'm not going to necessarily get into that right now. But I'm going to go ahead and use knife again. 17? Fine. Fail that one as well. Here, I'm going to retire that one, and we're going to sub in this here because that's wild, man. Okay, so second round. And we are locked in close. No, I got to use DB dice, but I'm not using that one. I'm using this one. I mean, if I roll a demon or a dragon, I don't want to miss out on seeing the demon or the dragon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and so we're like pretty up close right now. This might be a good thing if I had like a humanoid enemy to grapple with, but I'm not going to grapple with a snake. And so let's see what we got here. We got an 8. Oh, Lord in heaven. A 10. This would be great if I died to a snake. A 7 and a 3. Okay, so Hilt's got a 3. We're trying to roll under 12 here. Come on, buddy. 10. Nice. And we're going to do a D8 hit. And we're going to take 3. So down to 9. All right. So that's flipped. You know, and I could have traded that up. That might have been good. I wonder if I could trade between. Yeah, I could. But anyways, doesn't matter now. So roll under 10 for the snake. The snake snizzles, tries to snap back right out of the way. Doesn't touch me. Booyah. And now I got 2 hits in a row. I'm going to kind of angle on the snake here, get a little bit of distance here from Hilt from the side. I'm going to go with a stab. We're going to roll 5. And so we definitely connect, and we're going to do a D8 and a D4 to see what kind of damage we're doing here. And this could be the end for our scaly, disgusting friend. Oh, that's not a D. There we go. So 9 left, and we have 3. Okay, so down to a 6. And let's see if we get hit again. Another stab, 4. We did it again. And so now down to 6, and we have a 2 and a 3. Down to 1. What a battle here. Okay, so let's just take a look here if there's anything that interesting that can happen rather than just like snap, 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 snap. So we have, I'm clicking on the wrong screen. Abilities wise, companion, hard to catch. You can activate this ability while dodging attack and get. Okay, so if I want to, I can evade. You know, that's interesting. It says Army of One is when adventuring alone. Am I confusing like Army of One? I'm not. That is actually, interestingly enough, I think that's like a little bit of an error on this, is that Sole Survivor you push without suffering a condition. So this is it's actually my favorite online tool. It's nbotten.uk, but I do think that one is mixed up a little bit. Okay, so let's just make, you know, this thing's down to 1. It's limping about, and we just need to put it out of its snaky misery. 10, 7, 8, 3. No, this is wrong. Those were just the ones that I just did. Only shuffled the ones I just did. Shuffle them all. Cut the deck. All right. So let's go in this order. 7, 8. Okay, 5. Great. So we'll try to roll under a 12 to hit. And we got a 9er. And so, yeah, let's put this out. Sayonara, snake, with a devastating 6. And I take the dagger, and the snake goes like this. And I just take the knife, and the knife goes. Okay. And then immediately Hilt goes up and licks the snake. And then I see that Hilt thinks this is a toy. So we go and we're going to go. We find a nice tree to sit under, and we do a little bushcraft roll, see how we fare, because we'll take like a longer rest here. And of course, our bushcraft is with a Bane because of intelligence. Yeah, so fail that. So we get no sleep. Well, we don't get much productive sleep. But yeah, I'll figure out what we got here actually, because I suppose if I'm doing like a full shift rest, I'm probably gonna get something bushcraft or not. So that's where we'll leave off. A little bit of different, some metagaming. I like that. I like talking about like what I'm thinking about and figuring things out. Definitely some silly moments, but that's kind of my play style. I like silly stuff, and I try not to be too hard on myself, because from that silliness, some really fun stuff can come up here. And so this is Mirth and Mayhem. I really enjoyed that. I feel more at ease in Dragonbane having some silliness, because it is that general approach to it, even just the way that it's, the illustration, everything like that. And so that we will continue the campaign again soon. Thank you all. I will be reviewing Alone in Across 1,000 Dead Worlds, and potentially if you order it from Amazon within like 2 weeks, you might be getting this copy that I have signed with my finger oil. Yuck. Sorry I said that. Goodbye, everyone. See you some other time.